Are you sick and tired of turning on the TV and seeing something negative? Does your soul need a much needed boost of positivity? Because if so, then you've come to the right channel. Because what you're being shown on mainstream media is far from the truth of reality, of what is really happening and what is going to happen in the next few months, leading to the golden age in 2026. Hiya guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean Hills and this is The Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember who we really are. Everywhere I look at the minute for a bit of motivation, I'm finding negative vibes. I'm finding distractions, I'm finding destruction, I'm finding people losing hope. I'm finding a lot of fear-mongering. Those who aren't aware, fear-mongering is a technique used by certain people to keep a majority in control. And what I mean by that is if you're in constant fear, whether that's fear of paying your rent, fear of being able to feed your family, fear of losing your job, fear of the WARs, which is just one of the worst fears because that's the fear of being unalived, yeah? If you're in fear of that all the time, then you're never going to have the time to really find out who you truly are, which is the essence of love. Love is the opposite of fear. Fear stops us chasing our dreams. Fear stops us asking the bigger questions through the fear of finding out answers that we're not quite ready for, that don't fit into the reality that we've been brought up in. One of the biggest things I've found in my spiritual journey is when I just suggest, a theory that's different to the norm, certain people don't only freak out, but they get angry with me. How dare you? How dare you question the norm? Because their norm is their safety, and to step outside of their safety, if they're doing it in fear, is a very anxious place to be. To step outside of your safety zone in love is a very curious, joyful and miraculous place to be. Both the same action, two different states, two very different outcomes. But I'm not here to teach Granny how to suck eggs. No, I'm not. A lot of people, in fact, 100% of human beings, deep down somewhere in their soul, knows the truth. That no, we never die. Yes, God and Jesus Christ are real, and many other ascended masters are also real. Deep down for some people, it's buried so deep that the mere suggestion of a great creator fills them with fury, because that person is most likely full of pain, confusion and fear. But for many of us now, that knowing has risen to the surface. It's not only risen to the surface, it's broke through, it's jumping in the waves, it's screaming from the mountaintops about love, unity and connection with channels like these. So many beautiful souls and members of our community are starting to understand, are starting to realize what this is all about. It's so much simpler than what we've been told, and I'm going to explain now, because the golden age has been explained in so many ways, but I'm going to give you some 2026 modern spiritual things that you are going to be seeing in the golden age. And when they start happening, we will know, tick, yep, that's happening, tick, yep, that's happening, tick, yep, that's happening. When these things start happening, you will see and have the knowing and the belief, the knowledge and the comfort of the knowing that you are walking in the right path and the right direction, and the human race is exactly where it needs to be right now. So the first thing that has to happen is the catalyst of 2025. I call it the catalyst of 2025, and you'll see why when it happens. It is a catalyst, it is the sparking point that leads us to the golden age. The golden age cannot happen without this catalyst. This happens this year. It could be tomorrow, it could be in a week, it could be in a month from now. But it's very close, and you'll know it when it happens. It's a world-changing event. Now that in itself can sound scary, a world-changing event, because we're all sat in our comfort zone. We know the world that we live in, or at least we thought we did. Things are changing so rapidly that the human race is, if they're not keeping up, then they're falling apart. Luckily, encoded within our DNA is the very essence and divine power that is needed to transverse this time, this magical, historical time in human history. So after the catalyst of 2025, which happens this year, we are in the year of 2025. It is the catalyst. We are after the world-changing event. That will be the thing that wakes up the rest of the asleep. It's like a huge alarm clock. A lot of us have risen before the alarm. We've woken up before the alarm's gone off. So our transition's going to be a lot easier than the people that are still asleep, because when that alarm goes off, they're going to have no choice but to wake up. They're going to have no choice but to wake up. They will be woken up forcefully, because the human race we are going into a golden age. There's no other way I can explain it. So after the catalyst, what will we see? Well, we're right before the catalyst, which is really interesting. So we're seeing what Jesus Christ told us about. We're seeing wars and rumors of wars leading up to the end times, which is just the end time of the Piscean age, going into the age of Aquarius. So leading up to the end times, going into our golden age, we are seeing lots of wars and rumors of wars. That's all we keep hearing about on the TV. When you turn the TV, is this and that, blowing up, blah, 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 blah. And it's awful. It's awful, but it's actually all part of the play. It's all part of the storyline. And again, for those people that have been seriously affected by the stuff for those people that are in it, they're not going to see the reasoning until after they most likely pass back home to heaven, get the life review, and they're like, oh, okay, I see. You know, that sacrifice that they're making in these dreadful places is literally their spiritual soldiers. They're in this dreadful place, the attacker and the victim, as a yin and yang, are both in this place, creating the perfect cauldron of destruction and animosity that is needed for the catalyst to take place. So please, it's such a human thing, and obviously we have empathy, we have sympathy, we feel for these people. Believe me, I'm not cold-blooded. I pray for these souls all the time. I pray for the souls that are suffering, that they feel the love of God, that they go back home, that they sit with the love of God, and that they go to a place of peace. I pray, and I thank them. I thank them for being down here in that sacrifice of coming to earth and living such a harmful life for our growth, for their growth, for the divine growth of the universe. I mean, that is, if you want to talk about martyrism or being a martyr in that sense, then coming to earth, living a life full of a troubled existence and overcoming that, and then returning back home for the pure sake of universal growth of all souls. That's a loving act that I don't think can be topped anywhere in the universe. So if you are still here on planet Earth, thank you for being down here with me and all of us at this great time of awakening. So after the catalyst of 2025, we will see U-turns like never before. I'm talking the conflicts stopping. You know, U-turns, peace talks, agreements, no WW3, no one getting obliterated in smithereens. And if that does happen, that will be the catalyst that stops. You know, we're going to see U-turns on the conflicts. We're going to see peace agreements. We're going to see, I wouldn't say borders softening, but the idea of countries and borders and sovereign land that belongs to just one person or a family, that's going to become ridiculous to us. The fact that we can kind of just draw where we want on the earth and say that's ours, that's ours, that's ours, that's ours, that's yours, that's theirs, that just is going to become ridiculous to us. So because of the uplift of humanity, the softening of borders will be a magical thing where minorities that normally, or just races that couldn't normally interact before, are going to start being able to learn and interact with each other worldwide. So worldwide teachings are going to start to spread west to east, north to south. So we're going to start to learn a lot more. So that's two things, a U-turn on conflicts and an interaction, much more interaction with in between races, learning from each other in a harmonious way that can only bring benefit to this world. We're going to start finding out truthfully that we're not on our own in the universe, that the human race is not just floating on a rock randomly by accident in space. We will find out that there are other species out there that have been there all along, that are actually helping the human race in this very time, helping us. From these races, we will finally discover free energy. Should I be talking about free energy? Well, luckily the channel's that, it's flying under the radar, so to speak. So I don't feel in danger yet. If I was at a couple of million subscribers, would I be wanting to talk about free energy openly? Don't know, I might think twice about that. But as it is, you guys get to hear the truth straight from the horse's mouth that most of you probably know anyway. Like I told, I'm not here to teach Granny how to suck eggs. There's been free energy around since before I was born. Let that sink in. All them gas bills, electric bills, petrol bills, diesel bills, all the times you couldn't make it, or the ambulance couldn't make it to the hospital and save someone because, fuel prices, and times deliveries couldn't make it and people starved because of fuel prices. Times you couldn't make it to see a loved relative because you couldn't afford the petrol. Times you couldn't afford the gas. Times your electric got cut off and you couldn't make them. All them disastrous times. Completely unnecessary. Completely avoidable. Man. And that's the world we've been living in the Piscean age of control. Dream and control. I'm going to dream something, I'm going to put it into action, but then it needs to be controlled. It needs to be this way, it needs to be that way. Hey, I'm a Pisces, I get it. Pisces do like things to be a certain way because we're off in dreamland half the time. So if things aren't organised here on Earth, then we're very dreamlike Pisces. We're off with the fairies a lot of the time. So we like things to be organised on Earth because we can't have fairy time on Earth and fairy time in the heavens, because else we wouldn't be grounded enough to be able to live really, truly. A lot of water signs are like that, actually. Very, very dreamlike, and we need dreamers. But we're going into the age of Aquarius, which is very dreamlike still. But this is dreaming beyond control. It's dreaming beyond what we can see and touch and get our hands on. It's dreaming into the divinity, into the magical. So expect there to be, so we've got U-turns on conflicts, we've got interactions amongst races, basically racism just dropping. It's ridiculous to 99% of us, 95% of us, it's ridiculous to segregate anyone for any kind of thing, except if they're just a danger to themselves or the community, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Anything else, green light, do what you want. So yeah, and then we're going to start hearing about us not being alone in the universe, big one. Free energy, massive one. That might not come straight away in 2026. Be amazing if it did. But that's a huge one. That's going to change. That's going to change this world. The scientific advancements and just the general standard of living, when we are allowed, which will happen, it's been written in the stars, we will have free energy on this planet. It will be introduced, it will be given to the people for free. It will. And the big companies that are crumbling, that are just, let's I've got to be honest, built on corruption. If you've had to lie to the population of planet Earth for you to stay in power, then I'm sorry, you're corrupt. And actually, I'm not sorry. That's just the truth, and I'm speaking the word. I'm not going to speak out. I'm not going to. This is coming from a place of love. for my people, for the people of planet Earth, for my brothers and sisters. I'm not going to fear the words that come out of my mouth because I know them to be the truth. And so do you. And that's the other thing I want to talk about. This is going to be probably the biggest thing we're going to see. Besides free energy, which is going to be huge. We're going to see a massive, massive wake up in spirituality. So right now it can be very isolating being in this community. It can feel very alone, which is why I appreciate you guys so much. In my whole entire world, my little world that I live in, only my brother gets me when it comes to spirituality, because he's going through the same thing. He's going through an awakening journey himself. My brother James. Only one person out of 8 billion I can talk to in the physical about this. So that's how isolating this can truly be. And that's why these channels are so important. But we are about to see mainstream science, mainstream people that were so black and white before are going to start turning grey. The questions, the big questions are going to start being asked and allowed to be asked. How many people have had to lose their lives through asking these kinds of questions? How many people were called a witch or a wizard or a demon or blasphemous or insane and locked up in a loony bin? Come on. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have been segregated against, have been pushed to one side, have been judged unfairly because they found out something that we are all slowly finding out now. Who we all truly are. Little divine pieces of the universe, of the great creator themselves. So what does that mean for us? It means that we are finally stepping into our time. The powers that have tried to keep this knowledge under lock and key for so long have already lost the battle. They're hanging on by that thread, and the thread is just about to snap. And it snaps this year, I believe, next month. And that is the catalyst. So when you see this big event happen, please don't be scared. In fact, jump for joy, because you'll be like, that's it? This is it? This giant world-changing event that happens this year, that Sean Hills from A Soul Experience keeps telling us about, that's been banging on about for the past 3 years, this giant event has happened. And so what else did he say? He said we're going into a golden age. And I wouldn't lie about that. Well, I wouldn't lie anyway. There's no need to lie when life is so magical. But to give people false hope in this great time would be a dramatic waste of my time. A dramatic waste of my time. And I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to be there with you guys in 6 months' time when we go into 2026. I cannot wait to spend the rest of this year with you. It's just going to be so magical. We're going to be, everything from eating better, drinking better water, cleaning up the planet, harmony, peace, love, all of that, all of it. And do you know what's absolutely insane about it? I could try and describe to you the most peaceful earth I could imagine, and it's gonna be 100 times better. Because as we all know, when we think we're creating something beautiful, the Lord comes along and does 100x on us. Bang, have that. God comes along. We think we've got a masterpiece. They come and present us the 16th chapel, and give it to us, for us to live, to love, to enjoy, and for Earth, for our planet, for Gaia, We are one, we are all connected. The animals, the plants, everything is all... If one dies, hey, we all die, you know? Well, except, you know, if the human race... You know, I don't know what would happen if the human race has never disappeared before off this planet fully. So I don't know. If there wasn't people to pick the apples, would the apples still grow? If there weren't people to love the animals, would the animals still love? You know, we underestimate our importance here on planet Earth, the human being. We think, oh, wipe us away and the planet will be fine. I don't believe that. I think we're far too interconnected where if humans were to disappear, what would be the point? You know, I know there are other species that use this planet, but surely, I just feel it in my heart of heart that I know actually in every cell of my body that the human being is not just needed, but it's wanted and it's universally loved. And we've spoke about this in many other videos, the power of the human being to be able to walk in divinity into the physical consciously, by choice, by free will. To consciously choose love over fear, to give rather than to take. These are specifically, uniquely beautiful to the human being down here on Earth. You know, and that's something worth saving, and it is being saved, and it has been saved. There's something I heard once on a near-death experience. I'm going to leave the video here. There's a piece of advice that I heard 5 years ago on a near-death experience, and it constantly plays in the background of my mind every now and again. And it's this: breathe and don't resist. That's it. That's all I want from you guys right now. Just breathe and don't resist. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else right now. There is a great plan underway and it is taking place, and you are perfectly where you need to be. All you need to do is breathe and don't resist. And that's it. So I hope this video finds you today. You know, we needed something a bit more positive out there on the internet. We've obviously gone over my visions before in previous videos. I won't go over them now. Some of them appear to be quite negative. In fact, there's destruction in some of them, which humans will put a negative spin on. Loss of life, loss of community, potentially loss of a whole part of a country, which would be insane. But we need to stay positive. We need positive apparitions, positive vibes, and apart from that, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. There's nothing we can actually do right now to change the course of history. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is nothing I can do. I'm just a messenger. I'm just passing on the messages that I get from the spirit world, passing on the visions that I see, passing on the knowledge that I know about what's about to happen. I'm just a messenger, like all of us, every single one of us, we're messengers. But I just woke up a little bit before the alarm. You know, I just woke up a little bit before the alarm. Some people woke up 20 years before the alarm. I woke up a little. I woke up 5 years before the alarm. Will you wake up today? Will you wake up today? And on that note, I want you to love yourselves. Love those around you. Love this beautiful planet and these beautiful animals. Love your siblings, your spouses, your pets. And don't forget to love yourselves. Because if we don't love ourselves, then we can't give those around us the love they truly deserve. And then we can't receive the love that we all truly deserve. So once again, I want to thank you for being down here with me and all of us at this great time of awakening. It is tough, but it is beautiful. And if there's one thing we like on earth, it's a little bit of beauty. So till next time, please take care of yourselves. I will see you really, really soon. Take care. Look forward to that golden age. It's coming. It's coming. And I'll see you all there. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. See you soon.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here.